What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the finals for intermediate. I am joined here today by Kimbo.
Hi, that's me.
That is you. This is gonna be an interesting game. I mean, we have Shanghai Sellouts, Vitalize. One team definitely was expected to make it here, and the other team is a complete underdog. This is really gonna be an interesting story. But before we get into that, Kimbo, if you'd like to take it away.
Oh my. I do not endorse this by any means, but we have a special guest appearance here by Aunt Jemima, manager of Bot Burgers.
Hey, that's me!
PogChamp.
So go ahead whenever you want, I guess.
Alright, let's go. Almost heaven. West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains. Shenandoah River. Life is all there. Older than the trees. Younger than the mountains. Blowing like a breeze. Country roads. Take me home to the place I belong.
Okay.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, my memories gather round her. My newest lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear her voice in the morning as she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday! Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Down country roads, take me home. Down country roads. Thank you. That is all.
Okay. That was Aunt Jemima.
Man, that was
Um,
that was something else, man. That was
That was.
incredible.
yeah,
That
it
was
was it was it
That
incredible.
was
was it was
incredible.
it was truly something special. That's what I'll say.
That's true. That's true.
um, oh my God. That really sets the tone for how great of a match this is about to be between these two teams. And thank you very much for this intro, Aunt Jemima. You're free
You're
to
welcome.
exit the casting booth.
Can I stay?
That's up to designs.
You're gonna be heading out. Oh,
Okay,
Okay, he left
you
her.
he's
got
gone.
mental.
So yeah,
Okay, I feel like half of our audience just clicked off, but it's okay. We're here. Shanghai Sellouts versus Vitalize. Like you said, a complete underdog versus somebody who was expected, to obviously be here in the finals. Division A versus Division B is definitely not something we expected to see during finals. So it's going to be pretty fun to watch. Vitalize has been under a lot of trash talk, from me included, over the past few weeks, and the fact that they're proving everybody wrong and all this momentum that is coming their way maybe they can make this a close series or possibly take it. So I'm pretty excited. It's first to 4. We might be here a while, so strap in and get your popcorn because we're
Yeah.
starting soon, I think.
That was something else. I mean, just looking at this game in general, we got Vitalize, who's a team that a lot of people were counting out from the quarterfinals, like we were saying earlier. I mean, this is definitely the underdog story, and if you remember how the season ended last year in Novice, the underdog ended up taking everything. So we'll see here. Lily, obviously, used to be a member of Papega last year, knows exactly what this is like in this position, and as a team leader, I think he's going to be key to the victory for Shanghai if they do want to pull this out. Both these teams definitely looking good, as we are going straight into the first match on Ilios.
Ilios, you know, I say it every time I cast, one of those very interesting maps to play in. You know, there's a lot of different comp variations that you can pull out. So I'm pretty excited to see you know, the different styles that both of these teams have, really. And, you know, like you said, that underdog story, there's a lot of pressure on Shanghai to keep that dominance going that they've had this whole season. And I know that both teams have been working so hard for this. So we see the standard meta coming out from Shanghai, kind of expected. You know, they run mostly meta. Meanwhile, we see Orisa Sigma with a Ashe and an Echo. Very interesting, really completely different comps across the board. So Jolt has shown a lot of promise on Ashe, Cheddar as well with the Echo, and you know, Copy isn't the most, you know, incredible diva player, so you know, going back onto one of those more comfortable roles.
Yeah, that's
you know, it'll
fair.
definitely help them out. So it's going to be interesting because this is two very different styles of compositions clashing against each other in this finals, as we are seeing a very aggressive push here from Shanghai, as almost immediately Tyler's already up in their face swinging. A Maywall comes out, but unfortunately no value comes out. Coffee does get frozen, almost gets melted down, but the Immortality Field is there to save him, but Snipes in the back, taking out 3. Divs is going to be able to get the res on the Tark, but they're already down Cheddar. Nemo as well, getting taken out. This very aggressive engagement really caught Vitalize off guard.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Shanghai needed to do there. They needed to go in for the brawl here. You're going to try to take the quick and early fight here, especially with the DPS looking on the other side on Vitalize. They're definitely not going to be able to do a lot in close range here. So we'll see what happens. Definitely a good play from Shanghai to set up for the second fight.
Lilith, he already almost has that Coalescence, as well as both DPS ults about to come up. Snipes once again with an early pick on the Tark, and it is just free reign from here. A very nice wall to split off the two. That finishing pick on the Jolt as well. Very fast disengagement, and already about 35 to the... Nice, so looking really good so far.
No, absolutely. That was a really good play there. Snipes obviously getting an early pick, and they just go in on that. That's exactly what you need to do. Vitalize needs to worry about what they're going to do here. They switch up the Orisa to a Rhine, and I'm not too sure if that's going to help here. Early High Noon comes out. Wall comes out to counter it. Nothing really coming of it. Both McCree stun each other. Snipes able to win a duel. Right now, Vantage is down, so it's an equal 5v5.
Vantage did a little bit of a suicide there to try to get that Blizzard off, and it helped a lot. Quite a few picks coming out. We see the Shatter from Tyler inside this little room. Manages to help him get the pick on the Cheddar, but Madam is demeched, so maybe there's some kind of chance for Vitalize. Copy's very low, and he will eventually fall. So it looks like Shanghai is going to have reign over this point still, with about 75% to it. So this is really one last chance for Vitalize to be able to retake this point and keep this map alive.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really scrappy fight, but Shanghai is able to pull it out in the end here. And they do have the ult advantage. Right now, Vitalize has almost nothing. They probably can get Blizzard by the time the fight starts here, but Madam has her bomb. We'll see how this goes out here. Tyler, moving in.
The Maywall instantly coming out, splitting off Copy. It doesn't look like he's going to die, though. Snipes loses that Creed duel against Jolt, but Nemo is down. That's a very, very huge death. Vantage is dead as well, however, so there's no DPS alive right now for Shanghai. Tyler falls really low, gets taken out as well. Madam is trying her best to keep this fight alive, but it looks like Vitalize is finally going to be able to take control of the point.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Dibs obviously using his Coalescence there. Jolt does have his High Noon, and Tark does have his Beat. So we'll see how this works out for them in the long run. Madam still holding on to that bomb. It's the only ult Shanghai has right now, except for actually Shatter. I didn't see that. So we'll see how this works out. Tyler, gonna definitely look for a Shatter here into this double shield. We'll see what he's able to do with it.
Yeah, Shatter Bomb is a very good combo, so we could definitely see. We see Jolt using the high noon very early. Madam using the bomb to kind of pressure them away, and it does get dibs. That's a huge pick to start things off. The wall as well to split off the tanks, but the beat from Tark is perfect. It hits everybody on the team. The Shatter from Tyler to maybe try to stabilize it, but a huge lift from Coffee, getting everybody really low on HP. Snipes does use that high noon though, but it gets walled off by Cheddar, getting awfully close to that Blizzard, so maybe he can keep this fight alive. The beat comes out from Muhammad to make sure that Shanghai will win this fight. Madam does get frozen up. She's falling incredibly low. We see the Blizzard from Cheddar to try to salvage this, but it looks like Shanghai is getting reign over this point.
Yeah, Nemo does get a pick
As
on
I
Madam.
say that though, Madam does get taken out. There's definitely still a chance at a possible recontest. It's a huge Shatter from Nemo. Still doesn't look like it's going to win the fight, but definitely... They definitely didn't lose without a fight there, you know, halfway to the point capture, but it's unfortunate. You know, Shanghai just started off so strong, it was going to be very hard to be able to hold for that long, especially with ultimates coming up. So, definitely not the worst map for Vitalize, still fairly close, and they can definitely be taking these next few. But Shanghai did look really good there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely a very well played map there from Shanghai. Vitalize did wake up at the end there. I think they stood on their Ashe Echo comp a little bit too much there towards the end, and they just needed to switch off earlier as Shanghai was just countering it with their Brawl play. We'll see what comes out here. We do have the same exact comps coming out for both sides. Copydog opting for the Sigma though instead of for the Diva.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and that looks like the motto that Shanghai's running with. This meta, this Ryan Diva, this May McCree, has been the meta for really the entirety of this season, other than with hero bans. So, I mean, they've become masters of it, and they've been dominating over Division B with it. So they're just sticking with it. We see both walls come out with not much value. Cheddar's in a very bad spot, actually. He has to use that ice block. He might get taken out here, and he does. That's a huge advantage starting things off here for Shanghai. Park falls really low, but he's going to be able to get himself back up. Park actually almost falls off the map, but, you know, he's got that wall right. Meanwhile, Tyler does get that pin on the Jolt. Out in the process. Snipes, though, keeping it alive, taking out two. Muhammad getting the cleanup as well. And first point control once again going to Shanghai.
Yeah, Madam is demech though, so we'll see how this plays out here in the long run. Snipes advantage, building up their ult, nothing too close just yet. Muhammad getting close to that beat, but notice how Nemo and Copydog both have their ults here, same with Jolt and Dibs. This is definitely going to be a one fight for Vitalize as they immediately drop the Sigma ult.
That was an incredible idea. Madam didn't even have her mech back, so it was very smart of Coffee to use that lift so early and get that engagement quick. It's really just two people left right now on the point. Madam not going to last too long. She gets demeched. It's just Muhammad left. He's going to stall out a little bit more time and get taken out. 35% to the point, so definitely not terrible, as well as a lot of ultimates coming up for them.
Yeah, that was definitely a very well played fight there. They only wasted High Noon and Sigma ult, so that was definitely a very well played fight. Very well planned and very well played. We'll see how this plays out in a second.
Yeah, 5 ults here really coming up for Shanghai, and Lilith is already almost to that coalescence once again. But we see Copy eating the bomb from Vantage. I'm assuming that means Blizzard. And no real kills coming out. As I say that though, Madam does manage to take out Jolt. The Shatter from Nemo doesn't appear to really get any kills out of it. We see the coalescence from Lilithy to try to sustain the fight. He will manage to take out Dibs with it. A nice wall from Vantage, offset to Nemo's charge, and he's going to get frozen up and taken out, and it looks like Shanghai is going to take back over once again. Copy trying to use his lift to sustain it, but it's just two people left alive, and they're both going to get knocked off by Madam. Good little play there, and there's still somebody stalling out. Okay, it's Jolt. 50 to the point for Vitalize there, which is pretty good, honestly. Yeah. Definitely nothing to laugh at, and there's still very much a chance for Vitalize to be taking this point.
Yeah, that was definitely a very well played fight there from Shanghai. Tyler's still holding on to his Shatter. He had that mid fight, opted not to use it, so he will be able to use it here. They're probably going to look for a Shatter bomb or maybe a Blizzard bomb. We'll see how this plays out. As Vitalize coming in. Immediately both walls coming out. Probably not going to get a lot here. You do set out Cheddar from away from the team. Tyler just wasting
another
Shatter.
Blizzardy, Madam. Getting out Blizzard, Tyler goes for the pin onto Nemo, but unfortunately he will get rocked before any kills will come out of it. Another Blizzard comes out from Vantage to try to keep the fight alive, and it's massive. This might actually be able to help win. The beat as well from Muhammad is definitely keeping them alive here. Madam still does get DMX'd, however. Nemo gets frozen up, and he's falling sort of low, but he's getting kept up by his team. And Copy is going to be able to get those cleanup picks that will most likely be securing Vitalize this fight. We see Tyler coming back, but the shatter from Nemo is going to definitely help him take him out. And Joel wins that Creed duel as well. It's really just stalling out to 99 here, and that's what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I mean, definitely not bad for Shanghai, but there was a lot of unnecessary ultimates that could have been saved for this next upcoming fight. Like that beat from Muhammad, that's going to hurt a lot because Copy has that lift, which can apply a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there was a lot of ults wasted on both sides. Nemo wasting his shatter there towards the end. Immediately Sigma ult comes out, and oh my, Nemo predicting the charge on a Tyler, and that's just a clean wipe right there. Wow, that was incredible play coming out from Vitalize. That was a quick, clean fight, exactly what they need going into this 80%. I don't even think Shanghai got that much ult charge out of there. Right now, Snipes is the only one.
Absolutely not. Yeah, but that quick fight does give Shanghai at least another chance to be able to touch the point. So I guess there is that going for him. It's really just the two McCrees with ultimates right now as they both come out. The wall from Cheddar tries to wall him off, gives him high ground. Still no kills come out of it, but there is a capture, and they don't touch the points. And in a turn of events, Shanghai wins the map.
Wow, okay. Of all the times you want to see 9, it's definitely not the finals.
Ooh.
That is rough.
That's very unfortunate. I'm pretty sure Vitalize just thought that overtime was going to start here because they were only at 98. Typically it's seen as 97, which is that number, but it was kind of just the perfect timing for that, and that's very unfortunate for them.
Yeah,
but still
absolutely.
definitely well played. Vitalize still for sure has a chance in this series.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very unlucky turn of events there. The fight right before that was incredibly well played, and it probably could have gone to Vitalize if they didn't see 9 there. I feel like they gave up point a little bit too easy, to be honest. They kind of just sat around while Shanghai was going into that fight, so it's kind of hard to tell. But, I mean, on both sides, you saw ults coming out left and right, especially on that one fight where we saw Shanghai waste at least 3 ults on 3 people alone.
Yeah, that was definitely weird. Shanghai probably should not have won that round. But, you know, that was really just unlucky timing. Typically at 98% overtime is actually still triggered, whether or not you're on the point. But I guess it was just that perfect timing that Vitalize just didn't expect. They expected to have that little bit more time to group back up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was something else. I mean, definitely good showing from both teams, to be honest. Vitalize is looking a lot better in that second round, which gives me hope that we will get a very good series here today. Hopefully Vitalize is able to take the second map. We will be going to Volskaya of all maps. Shanghai probably will keep their defense spot, so if everything's okay, we might be going into this next map in a few seconds here.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, standout players from that one map alone. Snipes looking incredibly well on that first map specifically, getting pick after pick on almost every single fight on that first map specifically.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Snipes he's been so dominant just throughout this entire season. Definitely one of the best hit scans in intermediate, so
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what do you really expect? it was very much expected. Really, the DPS duel in general between Shanghai and Vitalize, these are both teams really have very hyped up DPS duos, and you know, some of the best DPS in the playoffs. So
yeah, absolutely. Jolt.
I mean, it's been really fun to watch. Jolt is actually contesting Snipes fairly well. It's just that it's like slightly too late, so Snipes is able to kill 1 or 2 people before he dies.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, I mean, both these teams are very well known for their DPS carries. Snipes, obviously, there are specific games I could think of where Snipes has been called a hard carried for this team, and Jolt, specifically, the Mad Lad who won 3 maps with his Genji. I mean,
the Jolt deadlift.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really Jolt versus Snipes mostly, but then you also have to bring up Vantage, who he was just insane on Pharah, really. In his match against Powerhouse, which I also casted, he was really one of the main reasons why Shanghai was able to win. Because, I mean, Powerhouse just didn't have a dedicated hit scan, and, that smart swap
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
huge and very crucial to their success, and the reason why they're here, really.
Yeah, and I think also
So, I mean,
we have to look at that tank line specifically as we do go into Volskaya here. The map is officially starting. Shanghai will be on defense as Vitalize will be attacking first. So, bit interesting dynamic here on Volskaya because this is a very well-known Vitalize favorite. They really like to run the Ashe Echo or the Pharah Echo, something with Echo. Cheddar is very well known for his Echo, especially throughout the playoffs specifically. He's been very, very outspoken on this Echo.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up Horizon League really quickly. Jolt with his team, who I believe also has Giz on it. They did end up playing a match and they went on Volskaya. Jolt pulled out the Ashe and basically just carried through fights. So there's definitely a good reason to pick this map if you have Jolt on your team just in general. So I like the idea, but he's not on Ashe right now. He is on the Pharah, but it looks like Snipes is ready for it with an Ashe pick of his own, which you don't see too much out of Snipes, but the few times that you do, he definitely shows a lot of promise.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's going to be an interesting battle here as Jolt, he's shown a similar way a lot of promise on the Pharah.
Yeah, we do see the dubbed Air Force comp of the two aerial attacks here as Dibs.
Okay, Dibs.
Immediately kills
I guess
himself.
he lag reset maybe. That was just kind of unfortunate. Maybe Jolt just got a little bit too far away from him.
Yeah,
or maybe he did actually lag. You never know. That's just kind of unlucky. But it doesn't matter too much. He comes back, he gets back, respawns. And it looks like they're going to be taking this engagement very aggressively up onto the high ground, actually. This is a unique engagement. You don't really see it too much. And it looks like they're just going to either rotate all the way around and take them head on, or try to just win that pokes battle from across the high grounds and maybe just contest the point a little bit.
Yeah, they do
Ooh,
get the out
Copy
damage.
dog. He does. Copy does get halted down, so that's. I mean, it doesn't look like it's doing too much as Snipes gets taken out by Jolt. But Vantage is going to be able to equalize that, as well as Snipes getting resurrected. Vantage has taken out the Pharah and the Mercy in this fight. Cheddar does get Muhammad though, so that's quite a lot of healing taken away, as well as Snipes, the pocket for Snipes. So it's very important. But Vantage is just running amok on them right now, but Cheddar finally is able to take him out. But it's a little bit too late. Shanghai has already won that fight, and it's, I believe, just the Mercy and Echo that got lost in that.
Yeah,
and a lot of ultimates as well, really from both sides. That was a long fight.
That was an incredible play from Vantage there. He was able to get 3, almost 4. He barely didn't kill Copy there. He was able to take out the Pharmacy and then went on to, I believe, their Rhine. If I'm not wrong, I don't know who their Risa, I think, actually. But going into here, we do have a lot of ults, as you said. Snipes working his way up to the Bob. And we do have Vantage has dupe, so we'll see who he decides to dupe. Probably will be the Sigma, as immediately Snipes is able to get Cheddar. That's a massive pick. As
that dynamite from Ashe, as well as a Mercy pocket and just general normal shots, it's so much pressure towards tanks, and he's definitely using it very well. Once again, another dynamite comes out. Both tanks are on fire for Vitalize, and you can tell that they're really feeling the pressure. They're playing this very safe sort of style. Nemo is incredibly low. Finally is going to get taken out by Snipes. Vantage using that beam to take out Copy as well, and that is only a minute and a half left for Vitalize. It's not looking too good right now, but they have almost all 6 ultimates built up. So, maybe they can just hit Q and capture the point.
Yeah, I mean, looking on the other side, Shanghai is at a ultimate deficit here, as Lily doesn't have his ult just yet, and Tyler also working his way up to that ult. We're probably going to see an early Bob here as immediately Jolt gets taken out, as the Mercy might fall here, honestly. That was a ballsy res, is able to get it out though. Snipes.
It's weird that they're keeping this. I guess it's just because he has that barrage, but he's really been getting shut down by both Vantage and Snipes for this whole round. So we're gonna have to see if waiting for this barrage is gonna be worth it, because I mean, if it doesn't end up working, he's not gonna have much time on any other characters. He might not even be able to use it because he gets taken out by that beam from Vantage once more. The thing is though, Nemo and Cheddar are both getting picks, crucial ones at that, on Snipes and Lilithy. Lilithy does get res back up, but now Madam is dead as well, and Jolt is back. Vantage uses the duplicate onto the Sigma, trying to get the amount of value that's needed because Madam is down, but it doesn't look like much is going to come out of it. He tries to use the lift, but unfortunately gets shut down by Nemo, and now he's just back to normal. Here comes the barrage from Joel that doesn't get any kills. Lilithy manages to shut it down, but the kills are still coming in for Vitalize, and it's looking pretty bad for Shanghai if they want to win this fight. We see Snipes throwing in the bob to try to help contest a little bit longer. Nemo actually halts him onto the point, I think. So, you know, kind of interesting there. Snipes tries his best to take more fights, but it's unfortunate. Shanghai with a really good hold though, but they're gonna have to do it again on second point.
Yeah, that was something else. I mean, we had almost every single ult in the book there coming out left and right. And I'm gonna be honest, Vitalize barely was able to scrap that out in the end there. I'm agreeing with you. I don't think they should stick on this, as they do switch over to the Ashe. That's a smart play here.
I like that idea. I feel like that's really the only swap that was needed there. We see Muhammad actually swapped off of the Mercy to go on the Lucio, maybe for a defensive ult. And that's kind of crucial because Snipes now doesn't have a damage boost, I mean, other than this bongo that just came out. So that's going to be very harmful, really, to the amount of damage that Snipes can do. Granted, he can still definitely get picks. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah,
and
Muhammad
Jolt is
actually
definitely
switches
gonna have that
back.
advantage.
I'm not too sure why
he swaps back. Okay.
Lucio.
After I give a full rant, I don't know why he swapped in the first place. We see the lift from Madam, a really big lift. Lifts up 2, but the immortality field is somewhat going to save them. Tark 33 gets taken out by Snipes before he could even land inside of it, but the kills are still pouring in for Vitalize, and Tark gets rezzed up. The duplicate from Cheddar gets used as well. He duplicates Sigma once again. Snipes is taken out as well, and here comes the lift. Lilithy is up in the air. He can't really do much about it. He doesn't have his Mort, and he's going to get taken out. It's just Muhammad and Vantage left. Tyler just now comes back on the ball as well. We see the duplicate from Vantage, duplicating Orisa actually.
Yeah,
he's gonna try his best to maybe hopefully farm up a bongo, but he's gonna get taken out as well. He hasn't really been able to get ultimates off from this Echo duplicate, and that's probably the most important part of Echo's ultimate. As we still see kills pouring in for Vitalize, but this is a pretty good stall overall from Shanghai. Tyler is still alive, just trying his best to get any amount of kills. Lilith uses that window to try to keep himself and his team alive, but Cheddar and Jolt are cleaning up. And the Vantage is most likely the last one on the point. As I say that though, both Muhammad and Madam are back. Snipes is about to come back as well, but Bob is there on the point. That's just a free aimbot. Tyler is barely able to edge himself back onto the point. 99.3%, and finally it'll go up to 100, just below a minute, which is very crucial.
Yeah, getting under that
for
minute.
Shanghai, because all they have to do is cap both points. They don't need to worry about a time bank anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. That was very crucial that they were able to take away those 7 seconds. That was really unfortunate for Vitalize there. They could have secured this map if they did manage to bring Shanghai down to OT when they capped, or when they do cap second, if they do. But obviously a very good attack there from Vitalize coming in there. That was the first attack on second, mind you. So they had a 3-minute fight, and that was pretty much stalled down to a time bank of 53 seconds. So not too shabby at all there, coming out from Shanghai stall as well. So we'll see what happens here.
Both points for Shanghai really ended in not a lot of time left for Vitalize. So I mean, good holds overall. It's just that they weren't quite able to finish it off.
Yeah, absolutely. As I do say that, Cheddar, obviously, as we talked about before this, is a very good Echo, and that really showed on that second point. He got pick after pick, opening up that point there for Vitalize, as Shanghai wasn't even just getting completely team wiped. They were getting picks back and forth, and as you know, it's incredibly hard to pick to take those fights on 2CP when you're down 1 or 2, because immediately as soon as you're down 1 or 2, you're gonna lose the advantage. Yeah. We do see the
That's why 2CP is not the most liked mode in Overwatch, we could say. We see once again the double shield coming out from Vitalize, but here it's on defense, so there's definitely a lot more favor for it. This time Shanghai is going over to that standard brawl comp. They're going to be trying to take an aggressive approach here, or I'd assume that they're trying to take an aggressive approach here so that they can win that duel, because they cannot be playing it slow against this kind of composition.
Yeah, they're immediately going to the left here, as Muhammad immediately gets picked off. I don't know why he wall-rided there and wasn't going with his team. That was a bit suicidal.
Yeah, if he would have taken cover there, he wouldn't have died. It's a massive purple from Lilithy, and Snipe is able to follow up on it and get the pick. Tyler as well taking out Cheddar. Madam is the mech, but respawns are definitely going to be in the favor here for Shanghai, and they have presence on the point as well. Nemo does get slept, so there's no Orisa available. Okay, well now he's back, so it doesn't matter too much. Muhammad goes for the boop, and he manages to boop both Tark 33 and Copy down. Tark is going to be able to leap back up, but Copy he doesn't have a leap ability. He's stuck down there. He's going to get taken out. Muhammad has gotten 2 final blows this fight, both on the 2 tanks of Vitalize, and a way faster capture of first point than Vitalize had on their attack.
Yeah.
Cheddar's going to sell out a couple more seconds, but definitely looking a lot better. Shanghai with that momentum as well, and a couple of ults to follow up on that. So
that was incredibly
definitely
scrappy.
looking good.
I'm very surprised Shanghai was actually able to pull that out. You lose your speed boost almost immediately, but Cheddar actually falls very quickly in that fight, and I mean, they just kind of crumbled. The Mercy also falling due to a wall from Vantage, so good wall on there. As the nanos come out, both walls
come out. Tyler does get nano though, so he's going to be able to live just a little bit longer. Both Reinhardts are just getting froze up constantly, but none of them are dying. The only people that are dying are the 2 DPS for Vitalize. And we see Copy using the lift to try to salvage this fight. It's a really big lift, but out comes the beat to savor it. 2 ticks already taken to the point though for Shanghai, so even if they lose this fight, they got a lot of progress. The massive shatter from Tyler takes down 3. It doesn't look like any kills are going to come out of it though, and Nemo's going to be able to take him out. Vantage, I think, is stunned out of his Blizzard, which is absolutely huge for the fight. Snipes is going to get jolted, but Vantage is dead as well, and so is Madam, and the respawns are already coming back. 2 ticks on the point though after just 1 fight. That's definitely really good for Shanghai, and I mean, they still have 4.5 minutes left.
Yeah, that was a crucial fight when if they lost that fight, I mean, this would have been a roll. Shanghai would have had 5 minutes compared to their 53 seconds, so that was a good fight to win. If they're able to stall this time bank down just a little bit longer, they will be able to make this a little bit more equal. Nemo does have Shatter. Tark and Dibs both also have their ultimates, as Joel also have his ult too.
Here
so
comes
we do
the
have
Nano
a
Blade.
Nano Blade.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Muhammad
That's a Nano Blade immediately comes
out.
out.
They know that. Jolt very quickly using that Nano Blade is already able to take down Lilithy. Tyler as well getting taken out by Nemo with the help of Jolt, of course. And a very fast fight because of that Nano Blade. Only 2 ultimates used as well. Absolutely crucial. Of course, Jolt going back to his crutch Genji pick. Always going to win fights with that Nano Blade. He always gets value out of it. I don't know how this man does it.
Yeah, I mean, they know exactly what they needed to do. Muhammad didn't have beat close enough to beat there. He's only at 77% after he died, in fact. So that was a very good play. Immediately take the fight, as we do go down to 3 minutes. So Vitalize doing a good job here. Lift comes out, is able to solo out the Nano there, as Tyler probably won't be able to do a lot with the Nano, as Jolt is able to take down Muhammad. Madam falls, and this will be a clean fight for Vitalize.
Yeah, that was a really smart play there from Cheddar and Copy. Copy lifts up Madam, and she is unable to eat Cheddar's Blizzard because she's up in the air. That's out of her defense matrix range. So then that Blizzard, as well as, you know, the walls, able to easily clean up the fight, and that's a wasted nano, even though Lilith swapped, because, you know, Tyler wasn't able to get really any value out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
2.5 minutes still, though, on the clock for Shanghai. They had so much time to push in here. And we see a bomb and a Lucio ult possibly coming up. So there's definitely a chance for Shanghai to take this, as we see a massive wall on the Tyler. Madam uses the bomb. It goes a little bit too far, so it ends up going behind the wall, so no kills are going to come out of that. Jolt uses a blade and is only really able to get Madam, who was out of mech. But that is still a man advantage. It's going to be so hard to fight this, but they're still descending to a massive wall from Vantage is going to block that shatter, and Snipes is now here to clean up for the Blizzard that just came out. Snipes has killed 3 so far this fight. It's really just Jolt left against the world with the help of Copy on Sig. But that's not going to do too much. Jolt going around. There's currently a Lucio. Yeah, Tark on the Lucio managing to stall out a decent amount of time here for the respawns to come back. We see Nemo trying his best to stay alive with the ball, with the shields. We see Dibs really the last one alive. He gets walled off. Tyler cleans up, and Shanghai takes second point with just a little bit more time than Vitalize.
Yeah, that was a very well played hold there from Vitalize. Honestly, you aren't really expecting to full hold them on, or to fully hold them on second. That's honestly as good as you're probably going to get there. You're able to stall down that time bank so that they only have 44 seconds more than you, which is definitely very well played there. If you're on Shanghai, I mean, it took you 5 minutes to break that. That's just really unfortunate that they weren't able to take it first attack on second. Going in here, Jolt going on to the Genji, so we have a dive coming out here actually.
It's weird to see this because I don't know if they're gonna have enough time to farm up this Nano Blade. I know that Jolt is a very good Genji, but I don't know. 1 minute, that's really one fight to farm up a Nano Blade.
Yeah, that's
gonna be interesting to see if they're gonna be able. Maybe they aren't even doing it for the Nano Blade. Maybe they're just doing it because Jolt is just that good at Genji. But we'll have to see. Snipes is on the Ashe, but Vantage is actually on the Mei. So there's a lot of variation from Shanghai's first defense here, as we see the Rhine Diva as well as the Moira. So there's nothing really the same at all between both teams.
Yeah, you're right here. As the crucial piece of Shanghai right now is Vantage's wall. You're able to wall off almost all the healing if you get the right wall in here. As immediately the dive comes out on a Snipes, but Jolt.
Nemo missed his jump there, and that was so crucial. That's so much damage gone. Snipes was able to get Jolt with that lack of pressure given to him. Nemo just takes the jump off the map. It's just Copy left. He's gonna take it as well. Snipes without that pressure that Winston, that was so important to really let Snipes, be able to get those kills.
Yeah, Dibs
as we see,
crucially
with a very late pick.
Yeah, Snipes also gets
going onto the point for some reason when he probably should have backed up. Definitely interesting. They're not even gonna be able to have their Lucio in the fight now. And they only have Dibs on Mercy, really, with a chance. Cheddar gets taken out as well. I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch, and it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, they don't even.
It's either a win or a draw here for Shanghai. How many maps can this go to? Like 11 or something?
Yeah, I mean, this could go to 11.
It can go for a really long time. So that's kind of scary to think about, because
it'd
Shanghai.
be pretty funny if we do start seeing some draws here. Vitalize obviously wanting the draw. I don't know whether dive was the right call there. You're right when you were talking about the fact that Jolt just isn't going to be able to farm up his blade fast enough. And we saw it right there. He just wasn't able to get the blade fast enough there, and you just aren't able to carry without that ultimate. And there's a lot of debate in the community right now about why you should even be playing Genji. A lot of people have been calling out Jolt about this Genji, and I mean, Genji is pretty much useless unless you have Blade. That's the whole reason you want to run Genjis. You want that Nano Blade, you want that easy fight win, and it's just unfortunate to see that we didn't see that there. Jolt does opt for the Genji.
The main thing about Genji being, more or less useless is the fact that Mei is in the meta, and she's a character.
Yeah, yeah, she's something. Alright.
Basically, everything about her kit just completely counters Genji, so it's kind of tough for a Genji to play into that. Speaking of, we have Jolt on the Genji, and guess who is on Mei? Vantage. So, Snipes, I'm going to assume is Sombra to Scout. Yes, he is. He goes back to spawn. He's gonna swap to the Kree. Okay. And standard meta, but with a Moira instead of an Ana, really, for Shanghai. Meanwhile, we see standard meta, but a Genji instead of a Kree for Vitalize. So just slight remixes on the meta that we see here. We see Shanghai trying to take the approach up to the high ground. Tyler gets walled off. It'll take out just a little bit of time. Nothing too significant though, just a little bit of extra ult charge really to Jolt. And we, just see the aggressive approach. Like I said, Vantage getting a very early pick on the divs. That's absolutely huge. Cheddar is forced into ice block first, and that's crucial. That's a major ability gone. We see Joel getting snipes, but Madam and Muhammad are getting crucial kills once again on the Tark and Cheddar, which is massive. Tyler is down, so they are down a main tank for Shanghai, but so is Copy for Vitalize. Nemo is trying his best to keep the map alive, but it looks like Shanghai is going to take this and go up in the series 2-0.
Yeah, that was an interesting play there. Divs does fall early. That was a bit unfortunate on that front. But, I mean, that fight was a bit slow coming out from Vitalize. I mean, you're down 1, you need to take the aggression, and you need to make up for that pick, and they just kind of sat back and waited, which is a bit unfortunate. We do see a play of the game from Jolt here, as, I mean, Shanghai definitely having the advantage going into here. They are 2 maps up and only 2 maps away from taking this, this game home.
And I'm gonna be the good guy to anybody watching here. The novice game is currently Geometric is actually up 3-1 against Wisdom Academy. So a small update. They're on like Ilios right now or something like that. But yeah, Shanghai here 2-0. Great play really from both teams. A very questionable dive from Vitalize on that second attack. But you know, I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. Vitalize has to really play well here to be able to come back in this series. And I mean, it is a first to 4, so it's not over yet whether they lose or win this next map, but it won't look too good if it's 3-0.
Yeah.
Vitalize really just has to keep their mental up at this point. And you know, they're kind of a team well known for doing that with the reverse sweep against Wei What in the quarterfinals. So, I mean, Vitalize definitely isn't out of it yet. And it looks like King's Row is going to be the next map. And Shanghai is actually opting to attack first. Which, unlucky for Designs, he has to change all the spectators. But,
So it's,
you
it's
know.
a bit interesting choice there. Obviously, King Zero does have that first point. So if they do get full hold, there is a chance where they just completely get rolled here on the first point hold. I'm interested to see why Vitalize chose King's Row over other maps like Eichenwald or more open maps where you can run the Far Away, you can run the Echo, because they seem really insistent on running these off-meta picks here. Not so off-meta, but more less played characters. Because we see the Genji, we see the Echo, we see the Pharah. You don't see a lot of these characters getting played outside of that. And you see Shanghai playing the standard McCree. So, you know,
Yeah, like I said in Ilios, Shanghai always just kind of stuck to the meta, but Vitalize, really their best chance at winning is by playing these off-meta comps, playing to the strengths of their DPS players, and basically just letting Jolt carry with Nano Blades.
Yeah,
That's basically what they relied on, you know, against Wei What. I didn't see much of the Yoink game, so I don't know.
It's a bit unfortunate.
The R's are not ready from both teams. They're both taking a quick little bit of a break. And you know, there might be multiple of them coming out in this series if it really ends up going to 11 maps. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think Vitalize definitely needs to take the break here. You need to get your mentals regained here. It'd be a big map win. This is the map that you need to win. If you lose this map, you go down 3-0, and your mentals are probably going to be fucked up. I mean, there's a lot there, especially being down 3-0 in the grand final. So if you win this map, you get a point on the board, you get some confidence going, and you start getting a little bit more momentum moving and running around. So you could definitely see a lot coming out here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely
Yeah,
a big
I mean,
map.
King's Row is a very much well-loved map, so it's always really a fun map to play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe Vitalize just wanted to go with a map that they liked instead of taking any risks by going like with Eichenwald or... Who plays Numbani?
Well, that's the point, right? I mean,
2020
Vitalize is
playing
going
Numbani.
for these off-meta comps. You need to go for these off-meta maps. I feel like Shanghai has probably scrimmed day in and day out on King's Row. And of all maps to choose to go anti-meta comps, I don't think King's Row is the one. May just completely destroys on this point. And as we've seen, Vitalize is very insistent that they do not want to play meta. We saw Copy on Diva for the first time this map for one fight. I mean, there's a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Vitalize, it's like they're looking good, but Shanghai is just looking better right now. It's just like slightly they're being edged out. So there's definitely still a chance.
Yeah, obviously there's obviously still a chance here. As I used the wrong one there. So I think what Vitalize needs to do here is they need to run an off-meta comp, but they need to run it right. I feel like they're running these off-meta comps like you're able to brawl into Shanghai with them, and you just can't do that. Shanghai is always gonna win the brawl. You need to wait for your team to make the good picks and wait for Jolt to get a pick or wait for Cheddar to get a pick or something to win the fight, because they just start rolling into these fights like they're going to be able to win it, and that's just not going to happen, unfortunately.
One thing I'm noticing is that Vitalize is really not playing much hit scan. And this is the perfect opportunity for Vantage to pull out the Pharah, you know? It's
true.
definitely not a bad idea, especially if they notice right here that they're running Genji Mei. And without a diva, so it's basically like wide open to run Pharah here. So it's weird to see that Vantage is pulling out the Mei once again.
Yeah, I think they've strictly been trying out for meta here, as they do know Vitalize is a heavy anti-meta comp team, so I think they just want to stick with the meta, stick with what's working, and if they need to change it up, they will. We do see here the brawl coming out, of course, from Shanghai. The wall immediately comes out. Won't do a lot here as a counter wall also comes out. It actually gets two. Jolt and Cheddar both die. Vantage able to get Nemo as immediately that point falls.
That was a sudden turn of events for Tyler to just suddenly get two. I believe that was both in one swing, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean both DPS.
But
just
like even with that, Ryan ult charge is basically exactly even between both teams, and that's a nice Mei wall from Cheddar. They might actually be able to take Tyler out here, but a good Mei wall once again from Vantage to defend his teammate. It's a nice thing to do sometimes.
Yeah, that was
We
something
see
else.
another wall from Cheddar that's actually huge, separating really just the supports from the rest of the team. And with that, Snipes does get taken out by that Fire Strike from Nemo. And both Reinhardts are here with Shatter. This is where the Ryan mind games come in. We gotta see who truly is the better Ryan. We see Lilithy pushing up very aggressively with this Coalescence, and a nice wall as well from Vantage, once again splitting off the team. I don't know where Vantage just went with that ice block. He went up in the air, but he is back down a little bit too late. Seems to have missed the fight, it appears. I don't know what just happened there. I got a little distracted by it because he just went flying up in the air while an ice block.
Tyler gets charged unlucky from the bookstore, and Neema's just able to get a fat shatter in, gets two, and is able to carry that fight there. So we do have Nanoblade coming out for Vitalize, so we'll see how this goes about. Muhammad does have his beat, so we'll see how Jolt plays around this, as they're just going to go in on it.
A very fast beat. A good reaction time really from Muhammad to realize that blade is going to come out, and maybe this could bring Jolt to the realization that you could do that classic bait where you get Nano dash up and then don't blade.
Yeah, I mean, the Nano does...
We see Tyler with a massive shatter takes down two. He's going to get taken out, but Vantage is already cleaning up on these picks for him. Nemo, though, with a huge shatter, abusing that lack of a Reinhardt. It's still very much even on both sides. But now, as I say that, Muhammad's gotten to, and Jolt is the last one on the point. He's going to get taken out, and Shanghai continues to stroll across the streets.
Yeah, Jolt was only able to get one with that Nanoblade, which should have been enough to win that fight. But unfortunately, Shanghai was able to get a counter pick almost immediately from that, so that's just unfortunate. Jolt almost up to another blade already at 90%. Muhammad only at 50% for this beat, so Jolt just might vanilla blade here and see what happens, as we expect a contest to come out here, as it does.
Very nice lift there from Coffee to apply a lot more pressure to the tanks and really just the whole team of Shanghai. And it's going to win them the fight. By the way, Nick, I'm just going to say it now. You don't have the scores updated. It still says 1-0 Shanghai, just letting you know.
No, I already updated it. It updates.
You did?
In a
Okay,
second,
you fixed it?
Yeah.
Alright, there's a 5-minute delay. Oh yeah, it is fixed. Okay.
Yeah, so Jolt, obviously, still holding on to that blade, and Dibs does have his Nano. Crucially, Muhammad does not have his beat fast enough here. He's only at 76%, so as long as Jolt's able to just crank out this Nano Blade right away, not letting Muhammad get any ult charge. They should be able to win this. Still looking for it. Does immediately go for it.
Once again, an early Blizzard. Both Blizzards come out, but Madam is going to eat Cheddars. So really, only advantages Blizzard will get anything, but Jolt is using that blade to get 2. He's gotten 3 so far this fight, and Jolt, once again, kind of deadlifting Vitalize through a fight, as we've seen him do so many times before in these playoffs. Tyler is incredibly low. He's not going to be able to back up. Muhammad's going to try his best. It looks like he will be able to.
Yeah,
And that's a 1 fight for Vitalize yet again. They're holding very well at the end of the Streets phase.
Jolt was able to barely grab a 1 with the Nano Blade, but afterwards he was able to grab 2. That was great play there out from Jolt. Muhammad does have his beat though, so no matter how fast they do get Nano Blade, it will not matter. Muhammad will most likely keep this blade up. They did use the counter blizzard against Jolt there, and it didn't really do a lot. It's a huge anti-cycle.
A massive lift. Vitalize is doing really good at cycling these ults. It's like Nano Blade and then lift from Copy, and it's perfect because both of them can win fights if used properly. But speaking of, it looks like, never mind, okay, I thought Tyler Shedder would help win, but Nemo comes back with an even bigger one, and it looks like Vitalize is going to take yet another fight with the Nano Blade coming up soon. So it's looking really bad right now for Shanghai to take this point, and Madam is getting staggered.
That's gonna be brutal.
I think they're going to let her go all the way off the map.
Yeah, as they should
oh,
here. There's no reason.
Madam, please take the fast route.
They do not get that.
If Nemo was gonna hit that charge, that would have been insane.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
And that would have. I mean, either way, it's really only one more fight left here for Shanghai. A brutal stagger there, and kind of unfortunate. Madam slowly making her way back with her team, but Shanghai doesn't seem to care too much that she's gone, and are already taking aggressive angles, going up to that high ground actually, to try to take a fight here.
They do have Nano Blade here, and Muhammad doesn't have.
Here it is, the Nano Blade
to
most likely win this fight. Muhammad gets taken out so quickly. Jolt has taken out 3 this fight, 4 if you want to include a DMAC, 5, why not, just make it. It's just Tyler left. He's gonna die as well. 30 seconds left. It's not looking too good. As Copy once again almost to another lift. Nemo with the shatter. Tark with the beat. Cheddar with the blizzard. It's really looking bad if Shanghai can even touch the point here.
Yeah, you do have advantages Blizzard here, and Lily will most likely get this call out. So we'll see what happens here. But I mean, definitely Vitalize is very favored here. Coffee will probably get an early lift here to start this fight off, and we'll see how this plays around. The lift does come out, as I said. Blizzard also coming out as the sound barrier comes in.
Nice little Venn diagram on the point here, but Dibs is getting the best advantage. Tyler, though, does win that Reinhardt duel, so that does give a little bit more of an advantage towards Shanghai, and you can already see a little bit of a disengagement happening with the help of Lilith's Coalescent. And no more kills come out. Oh my god. As I say that, Caster's Curse. Part 33 goes down, so does Jolt. It looks like Shanghai is going to be able to take this point. Cheddar and Copy are the only 2 left. They're going to try to stall things out. They don't have any ultimates to use unless Cheddar can somehow get a 6k here. It looks like...
Yeah, they do. The Nemo,
the shatter from Tyler is, you know, pretty good to save the fight. Wasn't exactly needed, but I mean, the threat of Nemo with that nano might have just scared him into shattering. It wins him the fight, so it doesn't matter too much. He's going to farm it up pretty quickly anyway. It's an easy ultimate to build. And Shanghai doesn't have a lot of time to push through this second point.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I don't know whether Shanghai switching to attack was a play here, because if they do get stopped before this map is over, that could be a huge disadvantage here. As
the bomb from Madam applies pressure, but no kills come out of it, and she gets taken out before she can remake. We see the Coalescence once again from Lilith and Snipes. The Death Blossom
What's
gets
the
5!
Doesn't get the
Incredible
6.
Death Blossom from Snipes.
Yeah,
that might possibly secure them the point here, maybe even with a time bank, and that's crucial.
Yeah, I think they will get it. They do.
Nobody can touch. They even had a blade as well as a lift that could have been a very good hold there, but they were just slightly too late. Snipes with that Death Blossom.
Yeah, that was
absolutely
incredibly
huge.
close. That was That was nail biting. I mean, you saw, I think it was Nemo was just inches away from getting on a point there and just was barely not able to. If they did get on point, like you said, Vitalize had ults, were ready to go in. It's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, now Shanghai has a time bank, so they don't really have to worry about draws right now. Because they've capped all three. They either completely hold or they're going into overtime rounds. And either way, they're going to have a chance still at winning this map. That's absolutely crucial, especially for Shanghai right now, who are really just trying to get this series over with.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Vitalize, I wouldn't be too mad with that hold. That was a really solid defense coming out from them. We saw Jolt starting to get some of that Genji magic going. We didn't really see it in the second map too much, but right there we saw exactly what was happening during the Wait What game, as we see Nanoblade after Nanoblade after Nanoblade coming out, as Muhammad barely did a lot there. I think one beat came out for one Nanoblade, and that's about it. So we'll see what happens here, as Snipes is on the Reaper. So they're opting for the Reaper instead of the McCree here. Cheddar probably looking for an early pick here on the Widow. Wouldn't expect him to keep it.
I saw copy on Winston. I really wanted him to keep it, but unfortunately isn't going to. Cheddar switches over to the Mei from the Widowmaker, mostly just trying to scout out and maybe get a pick. Unable to, of course. Now they just got to wait a little longer. A missed Maywall from Vantage opens up the door really for Vitalize to engage, and Jolt takes out Lilithy. And really both teams have been relying a lot on early picks, or just picks in general from their DPS.
Yeah, as Nemo does take out Tyler.
These two styles clashing, you don't see two DPS reliant styles clashing too often, especially with such variable comps between these two teams. So we see Vitalize clearing things out without Lilithy there. That's just very difficult to win. And Vitalize, I don't know if they're going to be guaranteed a capture here. They might be trying to recontest.
Yeah, I think they will go for the recontest.
Looks like Tyler is going to push back out, but a wall from Cheddar is going to apply a lot of pressure. Madam able to touch, but she gets demeched very quickly. We see Snipes back on the Reaper, but Jolt gets Tyler already, so it's going to be so difficult to push in here. Lilith uses Coalescence. Madam is barely unable to remech. And it's just 4 people left alive. Snipes gets an emo, but I don't think that is going to be able to win them the fight. Lilithy's down. Muhammad gets dibs, but they can't even touch.
Yeah.
Despite the efforts, it almost looked winnable, but unfortunately neither of them were even able to get on the point. And now basically all of Shanghai is spawned far away, and that's going to be a lot of possible space that Vitalize can take.
Yeah, going into this next fight here, we do have Nanoblade coming out for Vitalize, but Muhammad crucially does have that beat. So we will see what happens here. Last time when they were able to beat, Jolt was only able to get one with Nanoblade, but crucially he was able to get that one, as immediately the fight will start here.
A nice Blizzard there from Vantage, and the follow-up as well from the rest of his team. Very quickly one fight, a fast disengage, and that... I'm really surprised that Vitalize didn't take up more space there, because they could easily have really pushed up towards the end of the point, and maybe they could have kept pushing Shanghai back to get a lot more space with that cart, but instead it stopped right here, and Shanghai can hold at that choke point that's under the arch.
Yeah, Snipes is going on a flank here. He will be going
a
for the...
nice eat once again from Madam to each at his Blizzard. We see the Blossom from Snipes. It's gonna get slept, but not before Copy does go down to it. Tyler's gonna get a nice Fire Strike pick onto Nemo, and the rest is just cleanup. A one fight once again for Shanghai, and maybe they can do the same thing that Vitalize did here, but even closer up. This could lead to a really bad situation for Vitalize. The Nanoblade is up, however, and Muhammad does not have beat. That is absolutely crucial.
Yeah,
it's basically a free one fight unless he gets stunned out or something.
Yeah, Jolt
He's not
immediately
going
gets
to, though.
two.
Vantage and Tyler instantly both down, and so is Lilithy. Jolt has killed five people.
Make
with
it a
this
6,
blade.
and he gets a 6K.
Let him get the 6K.
That was
oh man,
that.
Jolt.
I'm so confused on why they keep insisting of using beat before Jolt Nanoblades here. It's a lot more effective if you use beat for Jolt's Nanoblade than you use it for like a lift, say, as Muhammad has been using it. I think what they need to do is Lily needs to switch to either a BAP or something. They need something to counter the lift and the Nanoblade. That's what they're using. They're countering.
Yep, and here it is. Muhammad still doesn't have beat, and Coffee uses that lift and is unable to get any kills out of it, but Tyler falls so low that Cheddar is going to be able to take him out just a little bit later. A massive shatter from Nemo as well. They're going to be able to roll through this point, it appears, unless Snipes can get another 5k, which he's going to be unable to. Jolt, Dibs, Copy, they're all cleaning it up. Way faster than Shanghai taking this point here.
Yeah, you got 4 minutes rolling in
Shanghai,
here.
they only really have the Shatter and the Mail, so I mean, it's not looking too good for them right now for this hold.
Yeah, obviously, we do have 4 minutes rolling into here, make it 3:30 actually, but if they do win this fight, they probably will cap with over 2 minutes. The Shatter immediately comes out, doesn't find a lot here, Blizzard also coming out.
That's a nice Blizzard though, multiple people frozen up here, and the follow-up is gonna, you know, happen of course. Muhammad once again getting to fragging out as a Lucio.
Yeah,
Love to see it. Snipes as well helping out with the cleanup. It's gonna force Vitalize back, but here we are. Look at the ultimates. We see a Nano Blade once again coming up. This time Muhammad does have beat, however, and I'm sure that Vitalize knows that, so maybe they're gonna try to farm up the lit. Maybe they're gonna do that little trick that I talked about earlier, where Jolt just like dashes up but doesn't blade. We see the blade though, and the beat of course from Muhammad. Great reaction there. Snipes uses the Death Blossom as well to take out Tark, so it's definitely an advantage here for Shanghai. Tyler is very low, he's gonna have to get healed up, but Lilithy, not too sure what he was doing over there, but he was over there. Copy, the wall I think from Vantage actually messed up Copy's lift. You can see him kind of spazzing out over there in reaction to it. That was a great wall from Vantage, probably not intentional, but definitely huge.
Yeah, it's just really unlucky here coming out here, as Muhammad did waste beat there for the Nano Blade, or did use beat rather, because it did win them the fight there. So we'll see how fast he's able to clean this up, as Nemo does have Shatter. Crucially, will probably use it right now.
Really nice bomb there actually
And a
from Madden.
bad Shatter, a 5-man!
A massive Shatter though from Nemo. Nemo has been really showing himself on Reinhardt today, despite the fact that Vitalize has been losing these maps. Maybe they won't this time though. Muhammad gets the boop kill on the Jolts, and it's honestly not looking too good for Vitalize right now. They only have 3 people alive, no ultimates either to really keep themselves up. Yeah, they're really just pushing card as much as they can, and then they're gonna disengage. They do have all 6 now, but still no ultimates, so it's gonna be hard for them to get another push in here. As we see the early Blizzard once again from Vantage, multiple people frozen up yet again, a nice purple from Dibs. But nobody's going to die out of that, because everybody on Vitalize is frozen up. They're going to somewhat stagger Coffee as well. Tark's going to die out of cleanup, and Vitalize is going to disengage. They're definitely going to have another chance to fight here. Jolt is literally 1 HP.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Not 5 HP for Jolt. He's obviously going to get healed up because he's back behind the team, and he's almost to that blade as well, which is huge.
Yeah, Coffee
Muhammad,
does switch over to the
though,
Diva.
does have the beat. The switch to Diva, you know, depending on who you are, you'll question the switch to Diva, but, you know, there's definitely reason for it. There's a lot of high ground to really take up here. As Jolks, I don't really know what he's doing. He touches card, maybe that was just so that he could farm up that blade. If so, pretty smart idea, honestly. Copy is a sliver of HP. He's going to get healed up very quickly, though. Nice support there from Dibs and Park, and a lot of ultimates now for Vitalize to be able to push in here. It's looking really good for them.
Yeah, they do have Nano Blade here, but how much are they going to be able to do with the B coming out here from Muhammad? So
really nice Shatter, but then there's also the Blizzard from...
they managed...
I don't really know who's using what. Jolt uses that Nano Blade, and it's cleaning up multiple. Copy is... or Madam is the last person alive on point. She's gonna get taken out. There's definitely still a chance at a contest.
Yeah, interestingly, they actually don't Nano Blade. Dibs died a little bit early there, so Jolt was only vanilla blading. As you can see, Muhammad did keep his beat for this moment here.
That's a huge pick there on the Cheddar. We also see the Blizzard coming out. Nemo does get frozen up, and so does Copy before he can remake. That's absolutely huge, and it looks like Shanghai will be able to hold this.
Yeah, that was...
and they will.
It was brutal.
3-0 for Shanghai.
Wow.
And it's first to 4. It's first to 4. So there's still a chance for Vitalize to come back, but it's looking incredible for Shanghai right now. Oh boy, I've been in this situation back when I casted the Vitalize versus Wait What game. I have no doubts really that Vitalize can reverse sweep here on the back of Jolt's Genji, who got this nice 6k play of the game.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. Shanghai is looking incredible right now, and their mental's got to be up as well because they're really rolling over in the grand finals of intermediate.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, like I said, Vitalize's mentals might be a bit down here going into this. You've lost 3 maps already, 1 map and you're out. It's incredibly hard to pull off the reverse sweep, but as you said, we have seen it before out of this team. No doubt that they can come back from this. This series has been really close, and King's Row specifically, that is the closest I have seen a map gone. It's just unfortunate they weren't able to cap there, but there were so many fights that they were just like barely losing and barely winning. That I mean, it's definitely a good game. And if this does end in a 4-0, I think it will be important to note that these maps are not going in one particular favor. They are very close. I think Ilias was probably the least close map, and even that was somewhat close.
Yeah, I completely agree. As somebody who did a lot of trash talking to Vitalize, because they're my former team, I cannot discredit them for how far they've gotten in these playoffs, and they're really proving us wrong because we had really low expectations for Vitalize coming into here. We expect them to be out first round easily, but here we are, and I mean they're keeping it close, not score-wise, but like within the maps, they're definitely keeping it close with what was seen as guaranteed finals winners. So, I mean, if Vitalize can pull back, then, I don't know if it'll be fun for me because I'll be here for a while, but it'll definitely be fun to see, and I'm sure that Vitalize can do it. I mean, I've seen them do it before, so we'll have to see. Also, me being once again the good caster, Geometric won 4-1 against Wisdom Academy in the finals.
Yeah,
So,
that's
congrats to them, I guess.
interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I expected Wisdom to win, honestly.
Yeah.
I heard that they were really good or something. I don't know.
We'll see what happens here as we do go to Dorado. So this is an incredible map for the Pharah Echo comp that is well known from Vitalize. But Joel, in the past 3 maps, or 2 maps at least, has chose the Genji. So we'll see what happens. I think the Genji has definitely shown its worth there. They are definitely winning fight after fight, but I think crucially, they're only winning fights that they have Nanoblade in those fights, right? It's unfortunate because outside of those fights that they don't have Nanoblade, they seem to be losing almost each and every single one of them. Up until the Nanoblade comes out, they're able to get 1 or 2 or 6, as we saw in that play of the game, and they just win out the fight. I think it's just a bit unfortunate that it takes them that long, right? I mean, you can only go so far, and you can only grind Blade so fast, as we see Joel getting Blade almost every other fight, but...
Yeah, and Dorado is a very good dive map, or a pretty good dive map. So there's definitely, a chance for Jolt's Genji to shine here. Maybe if they don't actually dive, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
All I know is that Vitalize, maybe it's because it's a bad dive map, but on Volskaya, their dive wasn't the best.
I mean,
But,
they were
we'll
put
have to see.
in a tough position. Obviously, missed
too.
that jump. That was just really unfortunate.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here. They're not ready, so they're waiting around here, which is the right play. I mean, I think if I'm Vitalize, I just want to stall as much time as I have on the board, get your players, get your mentals together, and try to take away as much momentum as Shanghai has. Vitalize likes to trash talk a little bit. I saw it myself in the last 2 matches. Or at least the last match that I streamed, Vitalize versus Yoink. There's a bit of trash talk going on at the end there, and obviously we don't see that here, and I think that affects their morale, right? You see these, you see like you're just not able to do anything, you're down 3-0, and if they win this next map, I think that would be crucial. Now, obviously, they need to win the next map, but I think for mental-wise, they definitely could use that win.
Yeah,
Nemo
mental
has changed
resets.
teams.
Like I said, typically Vitalize is a fairly, you could
Mhm.
say, stable team. But we'll have to see. Maybe since there's so much pressure for these finals and they've worked so hard. But we'll have to see for sure. Vitalize, like I've said, they've been in this situation before against another really strong Div B team. Maybe Shanghai's getting a little overconfident. You never really know what's gonna happen. Only time will tell. And within the next 10 seconds, we'll probably start to figure it out because
Yeah, I think Vitalize
all the
is
time's
mean
being
down.
used up. Yep, here we go. We're starting.
Yep. Nothing changed. I think Shanghai is still defending first or attacking first. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong. I didn't see any team swap, so. Oh, we did swap. Okay. I'm
So
done.
it appears that Grey Cub already wants a pause.
Clock jump. They already wasted a lot of minutes there, so 5 minutes in that starting lobby. I think they're waiting on something.
Oh, so they're conserving their pause time. Okay, 5-head. This is some big brain. This is some big brain shit.
Pause strategy.
So I think
Pause
Cheddar and Dibs
strategy.
are both AFK right now. Okay, no, just Cheddar is AFK. So they're waiting until about 10 seconds left, and then the match is gonna get paused, so that Cheddar can come back, and they will have enough time. So we get to sit here and think of filler. 5 minutes. So that's gonna be pretty fun.
Champ. But we do see the Genji coming out, so Joel obviously picking the Genji. We'll see how that goes, as we do unfortunately get this pause, and we go back to the waiting screen. Let's go, Pog Champ. All I'm gonna say is I think a lot of people were expecting this right now. Shanghai up 3-0. I don't think anyone's surprised. I think the key thing that Vitalize needs to do is they need to get their mentals up. They need to not think of this as they're down 3-0. They need to think of this as the first map of the first series. You just need to take this fight as cleanly as you can and not worry about anything else. Do you go in?
We're seeing the same thing that we saw on King's Rope. Vitalize here, the Genji, the Mei, and the Rhine Sigma. An interesting comp on paper, but it's been working decently well for Vitalize. So might as well stick with it. We see the Ash Echo though, with the double shield from Shanghai. So they're definitely mixing up. Snipes is already 75 to his Bob, which is incredible. He's literally gonna have Bob for his fight. 90% now, as no kills have come out, but that poke damage from Snipes, he has Bob already. Is he going to be using it this fight? That would be the ultimate flex. We'll have to see, and he does already, putting so much pressure on the Nemo. Nemo falling in, he's going to get healed back up, however. The immortality field coming out because of just the amount of pressure that Shanghai is taking despite the aimbot that is within the backline of Vitalize right now. You know, the Bob didn't get too much value, but it's just a little flex. As Snipes is already 50 to another one.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely
They see
insane.
70. He's gonna get another one in
Park.
this fight as long as they don't die this quickly. We do see a bit of a push coming out here. Copy Dog trying to contest Snipes.
Madam.
Advantage.
Madam, Tyler, Lilith, the Vantage. Okay, they're all dead all of a sudden. Copy's down, but it doesn't look like they need him as the cleanup comes out. And despite Snipes already about to get 2 Bobs, Vitalize very quickly taking point A.
No, I mean, that's definitely true. I mean, Snipes already at his second Bob of the game, and what? We're 2 minutes in. That's incredible. There is a clip on there of Snipes getting his Bob in like 10 seconds, so there's a lot here, and you definitely need to contest him. And the unfortunate thing is we just don't have a Diva on the other side. I think Diva
Vantage uses that duplicate onto Sigma, but he gets slept. It looks like he might actually get taken out by Jolt. No, it actually doesn't look like it. He's going to back up, but Vantage is really low in that Sigma duplicate. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to farm up another lift that will at least get any value. He won't. 15 seconds are up. Snipes already has another Bob, and Dibs is only halfway to a Nano. So, there's no Nano Blade that can really come out here. If Dibs can farm it up quickly, however, Muhammad's nowhere near a beat. So, I mean, there's definitely still a chance. We see a lot of ultimates coming out here. Snipes uses that Bob and gets a normal kill on the Copy. Jolt is on fire. He's going to get pressured out, but the aimbot is too good for him. A wall comes out from Cheddar to try to split somebody off, but Snipes has already killed enough. it is a one fight here for Shanghai, and definitely a good place to hold here at the start of first point.
Yeah, absolutely. Snipes doing work here on Ash, just murdering Vitalize at the moment. Jolt definitely needs to contest Snipes, as we do have the Nano Blade coming out. Mohammed getting close to that B. I don't know whether he's actually going to get it before this fight starts. He's at 87, 88. This is going to be down to the wire. They need to do this right now if they want to get this beat free. So let's see what they do here. They immediately go for it. Mohammed barely gets his beat right away, as he does beat. But unfortunately,
Vantage is already dead. Before he died, he was able to DMAX the Coffee Dog, so there's definitely still a chance here for Shanghai to win this. We see a massive shatter, and Snipes getting the follow-up by taking out post supports. Tyler is dead, however, but so is Nemo, so both the main tanks are down. It looks like Shanghai has the main advantage here, and Muhammad is just fragging out on, as well as Lilith. It's just a support show right now with this fight, and Shanghai barely able to hold on to that.
yeah, that was a very scrappy fight at best. Jolt does get a pick, but obviously, as we said, Vantage was able to get a pick right before he died as well, getting that DMEC. Snipes does have the Bob here, so we'll see what he does with him. Madam also has the bomb. We'll see what happens.
Oh wait, did Tyler just use his ult? No, he didn't. Okay, I thought I saw an ultimate animation. He gets frozen up. Lilith and Muhammad are down as well. It's basically impossible to win this fight. Vantage and Madam appear to just be dying on the point. There's probably a chance at recontesting here with the regroup, with that little bit of stall that Madam and Vantage just provided. But it's not looking too good as they're walking into a Nano Blade and a Shatter. So we'll have to see how Shanghai will approach this. We see high ground being taken here by a few members of Vitalize. Meanwhile, we a couple people down on the point to push carts. It's actually a very split approach as Cheddar is all the way to the left side of point. We see the bomb here from Madam. It's gonna not get any kills. I believe it broke the shield, however, of Nemo. We see Vantage use to duplicate onto the Reinhardt, but he gets pinned into a wall by Nemo and very quickly taken out. We see the Nano Blade from Jolt now. Muhammad not quite to his beat, and here it goes. Jolt got 4 there, I believe. Snaps and Vantage are trying their best to equalize it, but it does not seem that is going to be possible. It's just Lilithy, I believe, left, but I don't think he is anywhere. Never mind, I don't think Lilithy was there. I saw an article and I thought it was
that was a bit interesting.
But it was dibs.
At the end there, we saw both DPS getting counter picks, but wasn't clearly enough. As a great blade from Jolt came out, was able to kill the team. Interesting.
A nice wall there from Cheddar to try to block out the BAP ultimate. We don't see Tyler using the Fire Strike through, which is kind of interesting. We see a nice wall from Vantage to, split everybody off. But then the same thing comes out from Cheddar. So Tyler is now split off. A nice immortality field to help him. But that counter pin actually doesn't end up going in favor of him. Nemo is able to get the best of Tyler there. And now it looks like Vitalize is going to keep rolling through the point here. As the last few stagger picks in Lilithy. Still out a little bit longer. There's definitely another chance. But guess what they're running into again? A Nano Blade. Almost 6 ultimates coming up for Vitalize. This is looking really bad right now for Shanghai.
Yeah, Mohammed does have this beat, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to waste their bomb here to try to force out B or maybe their Shatter. Not too sure. Tyler does also have Shatter, so we might see some Rhine mind games come out here. B immediately comes out, and it gets Mohammed.
Massive bomb from Coffee. Taking out 3 once again if you want to include the D-Max. Jolt gets through with his blade as well. Cheddar got stunned out of his Blizzard, but it doesn't seem to matter. They didn't need it. Snipes barely able to edge back onto the point, but he recalls back behind the wall, so he's unable to get back on the point. And Vitalize with a respectable minute in the time bank is going to be able to capture all 3.
That was not bad at all. That was very solid. Copy crucially getting Mohammed in that bomb. I think if Mohammed might have survived there, they would have been able to take that fight just because they had B. And B wasn't able to come out there, so the Nano Blade was able to clean up that fight. That was crucial. And we do see Vitalize, as you said, get a minute 18 on the board. So that's very good for Vitalize. We'll see what Shanghai responds with here. Vitalize looking pretty solid here on this this defense, or that attack at least, going into this defense.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about with Vitalize. They always just find a way to turn the momentum back around, and maybe this will be the start of it. We might see a 4-3 in the favor of Vitalize. Not saying anything, but maybe. The script writer said so, so we'll have to see.
Interestingly, we actually see meta coming out from Vitalize. What? Jolt's on the Reaper, Cheddar's on the Mei, we have Copy on the Diva, and oddly enough, Shanghai opting for the
boy.
non-meta pick.
I remember this. I remember this one from the Yoink game.
Yeah,
Vitalize
dude,
completely spawn camped Yoink in their match, and with advantage on the Spar, maybe they're ready for it. The Copy holding right up to the door. They know now that they're getting spawn camped, and they seem to be quite prepared for it. As Vantage is up in the air, Cheddar falling incredibly low already. We see Jolt TPing up to the high ground, maybe trying to get a slightly better angle onto Vantage. He's gonna have him fall very low, but still no kills come out of it. Actually, there is a kill that comes out of it, but it's on to Tyler. And Lilith's down as well. Vantage is gonna be able to keep getting constant poke damage in though, and that is absolutely crucial. Because look at how close he already is to that barrage. He's already 80%, farming it up incredibly quickly. Copy is going back up into the air, trying his best to contest him, but there isn't going to be too much he can do, especially with that Mercy pocket. We see a possible re-engagement coming out here for Tyler. Vantage has that barrage, but it doesn't seem to matter. They don't need it. Snipes gets 2 with that pulse bomb as well as the finishing blow onto Nemo. Vantage coming back in to follow it up, and for the first time really at all, this Vitalize spawn camp strategy is taken care of, and it's a pretty good idea from them, because now they're going to be able to hold most likely, you know, middle of this little streets phase that they have over here. And they for some reason are only putting Lilith on the point, so they might even be able to hold earlier, possibly at the choke.
Yeah, that
behind the bridge if they're able to force Shanghai back.
So the crucial thing about that is the spawn camp always is not going to work. It's very unlikely you're going to be able to hold them in their spawn. What is crucial is they were able to get a whole minute off, and they're holding where most teams would hold originally.
Massive barrage from Vantage. Oh man, that's a huge barrage there from Vantage. Definitely might be able to stabilize the fight here, but Snipes is down, and Madam is falling sort of low, kind of stuck in a bad position. Lilith does use that amplification matrix as well as the Valkyrie from Muhammad, so a lot of healing available for Shanghai. Copy is down, but there's still 5 people alive right now for Shanghai, so there's still definitely a chance that they can re-engage here at the end of the point.
Yeah, I mean, Vantage doing a great job with that barrage. Unfortunately, Jolt just wasn't able to get enough there. He was able to get snipes. It just wasn't enough to make up for the 2 that was in that barrage. Nemo gets a nice
Tyler
shatter.
only gets 1 with the shatter, but he manages to get the kill out of it, which is Cheddar, and that's so crucial. No DPS are alive right now for Vitalize. We see the nano onto Nemo to try to make up for that lost damage, and it might end up working. Tyler falling really low, but he has that healing, so he's going to be able to stay alive, and now he can take the aggressive position. He's unable to counterpin because he's in that Fire Strike animation, and Nemo's going to be able to pin him into the wall, but it's only Dibs and Cheddar left, and they're not going to be able to contest for the first point. So now first point's captured for Shanghai with a decent 3 minutes in the time bank. A lot of time was stalled out though. With the help of that spawn
honestly,
camp, so definitely nothing bad.
If I'm Vitalized, I'm not mad about that hold at all. You're able to get that down to 1 minute. That's very, very good in my books. And going in here, you have 3 minutes to push this all the way to second, or to third rather. So we'll see what happens here.
Ooh, a nice eat from Copy. Eating Snipes, the pulse bomb from Snipes, which is absolutely crucial there. You don't want him getting another 2k like he did, but they don't need Snipes to get the 2k. Vantage does with his barrage. Nemo and Cheddar down. A man Orion gone, that's so important. It's just Stark 33 left on the point. He's going to get a little bit more time stalled out, but he is going to get taken out.
Yeah.
With that somewhat early hold, definitely a chance at recontesting once again. I like this aggressive style from Vitalize because it's taking away a lot of time, but at some point they're going to just need to have a proper hold that they can take for the rest of the rounds if they really want to secure the victory without having to go to overtime rounds.
Yeah, they need to counter. Counter Vantage here. He's just going off crazy on the team right now. Joel is trying his best on the opposite high ground. Blizzard does come out.
Bomb from Madam to sort of force them away from the Blizzard, but it didn't matter too much because nobody was frozen. Madam got taken out before she was able to remake. Cheddar has gotten through so far this fight. We see Tark with the beat as well. Muhammad's going to be able to get the res off, but he's going to unfortunately die to Coffee's bomb. It's just Lilith left. They're sort of staggering him out, and a one fight for Vitalize here, and this is a great opportunity really to do what I said and have, you know, a really good spot to hold for a good amount of time.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't too shabby at all. I think Snipes needs to get at least one with his pulse bomb and try not to get it eaten again. Coffee definitely looking for that eat. Jolt does have his
Doesn't
high
get
noon.
eaten, but it misses.
Yeah, that's crucial.
Unfortunately, Jolt's, yeah, like you said, Jolt has a high noon. It's weird that we're not seeing Cheddar on the hit scan here, because his McCree has shown a lot of promise. We see the high noon from Jolt, but it gets shut down by Lilithy. Oh, what was he doing there?
What a play by Lily. I mean,
Vantage as well
yeah,
getting Cheddar, no DPS alive for Vitalize once again. I don't know what Jolt was doing. He tried to solo Lilithy, but he was so low HP that even a Baptiste was able to take him out. That's so unfortunate. And second point going to Shanghai here. A decent amount of time to take, and there's no chance at a draw, or there's an incredibly low chance at a draw. So, I mean,
yeah.
Really, Shanghai just has to worry about capturing.
Yeah, if they were to draw, they'd have to full hold on one of the points.
Nemo goes in very aggressive with the pin. The help from the rest of his team is going to be just a little bit too late, and he's going to get taken out. We see the amplification matrix from Lilithy to make sure that his team stays alive. We see Vantage using the barrage, gets Jolt as well as Tark. Another 2k barrage for him. Gets Zibs right after as well. Tyler with the cleanup on the Cheddar. And Shanghai looking really good pushing through the second point.
Yeah, looking at the time bank though, even if they do win this next fight, they will be equal in time a little bit. We'll see what happens here, to be honest. Muhammad does have his Valk. Tyler obviously has his Shatter 2. Madam working up to that bomb. We'll see what happens here. Vantage going uncontested in the high ground right now. Jolt finally taking a few shots at him as he
Nice
does get
Shatter
one.
there from Tyler, as well as a block Shatter. Nemo jumped within a Shatter, so it was way easier to block. Madam gets frozen up, but it doesn't look like she's gonna die. Yeah, she's barely able to remake, but Tyler and Lilithy are down, so it looks like the fight, nevertheless, is gonna be lost. We see Copy using the bomb, but
And
it gets two. It gets a Bar Mercy. How the hell did that kill somebody? I'm personally confused, but it's alright. It gets two. Dibs gets a clean up on the snipes as well, but no ultimates are up right now for Vitalize. We see Copy switching over to the Winston. Okay. Jolt on the Genji as well. There's no Ana with that Genji, unless Dibs is going back to spawn to swap, which it looks like he is. No, he's not. Okay. Ryan Winston, okay. We'll have to see how this one goes. We see a very aggressive push here from Shanghai. Tyler unfortunately misses the pin. That could have been huge. Pretty big stun there from Snipes, but nobody's going to die from it. And, you know, kind of just the same up here. Copy goes in for the leap. And they try to, you know, take an aggressive approach there, Shanghai, but Vantage is down, and so is Tyler now. Copy's Winston is actually applying a lot of pressure here. Now there's only 15 seconds left. Can this be the time that Vitalize will turn back the momentum?
Yeah,
Looks like it. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch. Madam might be able to barely get onto the point. She will, but she's going to get evaporated almost instantly. We see Lilithy using that Coalescence, trying to get himself onto the point. Tyler coming back as the Reinhardt, very close to that Shatter. Maybe he can make something happen with it. He uses the pin to try to get back onto the point. A massive Shatter from him. And Snipes is able to follow up as well. He does get two, but it's just 3 people left on the point for or for Shanghai. So I don't really know how this fight's gonna go. We see the beat from Tar33 really just to ensure that everybody's gonna stay alive. Snipes gets taken out as well. Madam gets pinned away from the point, and Vitalize is going to be able to take their first map of this series and possibly turn the tide.
Yeah, that's a crucial win, obviously. If they did not win that map, they would have been out of the game. So that was very crucial. I'm very happy that we will at least get one map on the board for Vitalize. And Vitalize looking incredibly good there. I mean, that looks like it was that attack, at least for Shanghai, that looks very dominant. But you kind of realize how much time they were taking away, tick by tick, point by point. They were taking away time, key time, and it ended up biting them at the end there. So we see a lot.
So I don't know, can this go to 11 maps? It appears that what we're doing is just playing control maps, but I'm not too sure. But the choice right now is between Busan and Lijiang. It appears that Shanghai is taking the choice of Lijiang. I really hope we don't actually go to 11 maps, which I don't think is going to happen.
Oh, dude, I don't know if
What
I can
appears to be
make it
happening
11.
is since it is a 3-1, we're going to be playing these two control maps, which is Busan and Lijiang. And if Vitalize win both of these, then we have the tiebreaker map of Oasis. So, thank God, we don't have to deal with the map 11. We can. This is basically as far as we can get. Wait,
I'm gonna kill
no.
myself if we go to the map 7. Like if we actually make it
Okay.
all the way there. I don't know, man.
It's actually not, is it? Yeah, it's not. Okay, the most we're gonna get to is a map 7. I thought we drew Volskaya for a second, but we didn't.
Yeah, if we drew Volskaya, we drew King's Row, and we somehow drew Dorado barely, I think we could have gone to a map 4 specifically, or a map 11, I mean, depending on if we drew every single one. I think that's the insane limit. Obviously, we will be going to Lijiang, as you said. Vitalize is well known on Lijiang, too. Garden and Night Market, obviously great maps for the Echo, for the Pharah. Not Vitalize, sorry, Vantage, looking very good on the Pharah, so I'd be a little bit afraid going into this next point with Shanghai and Vitalize both having good Pharahs, having good Echoes, having good Ashes. They definitely have good DPS. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, both teams do, so it's been a very interesting battle. Maybe this will be what turns the tide for Vitalize. Maybe Shanghai will get away just by winning this last control map. Possibly to be the last map of all of Intermediate here.
Yeah,
it's
and
kind of crazy to think about how fast this season's been going.
If Vitalize
and the fact
wins
that
this.
Vitalize is in these finals, nobody really expect.
Yeah.
Nobody thought Vitalize was going to be the team from really just in general from Division A to be in these finals, but they've really been proving themselves, and it's been so fun to watch and very. So I mean, either way, no matter how this game turns out, both teams should be incredibly happy with their performances, just in general through playoffs and just this season overall. And I mean, this season has flown by for me, honestly. So it's kind of crazy that I'm here casting him.
No, yeah, I definitely agree there too. This season has definitely flown by, and I mean, if you look all the way at the start of the season, Shanghai, a very predicted team to make it all the way to the grand finals as they are here today, and as you said, Vitalize definitely not expected to make it here. I think a lot of people were expecting Papega, of all teams, to make it into Div, to be the Div A savior, but
yeah,
Vitalize
or like
holding
double
it
cap
strong.
or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Vitalize
there was a lot at
I
the
mean,
start.
they weren't. Vitalize wasn't the last pick. It was CDC.
No, yeah,
But
Vitalize definitely wasn't
not a
out
lot
of
of
the
people.
discussion.
Not a lot of people thought that Vitalize was going to make it to this point. The fact that they did is straight up just incredible. Like I said, it's been so impressive. Just both of these teams so far in this series. Meanwhile, we wait on the readies for both teams as I continue to think filler.
I will say that it is definitely very amusing having a Div A and a Div B team battling it out. A lot of people were predicting a whole Div B division for the playoffs, right? I mean, and
Yeah,
it very much
like
looked
other than the first round, yeah, everybody expected semis to just be Division B, but here we are, Vitalize, once again proving us all wrong.
So yeah, I mean, like I was
Insane.
saying earlier, yeah, the Vitalize is the underdog story of an underdog story, right? They go against Yoink, who is seen as the underdog story, and manages to pull the underdog story against the underdogs.
On them, yeah. I mean, to me, it was always kind of in my mind, like, whoever was either Vitalize versus Yoink. I predicted it to be Wait What versus Yoink. I was like, whoever wins this is probably going to all. So either follow through, and my prediction will be somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's...
We'll have to see, though. It's nothing but control maps to decide it here. This could be possibly the last map once again. So we'll have to see. We're waiting. No swaps have been made really throughout this whole series. They've been sticking with what has worked throughout all of playoffs, throughout majority of the season, for both teams. And yeah, this is the most important. There's a lot of pressure on Vitalize. This is the most important part of the series right now. We see Copy going on that Zarya. Oh, that Zarya that Copy has
Yeah, that
can
Zarya is
definitely
insane.
be incredible.
Very outspoken on the Zarya, as we do see Standard coming out from Shanghai as they immediately take control of this high ground. Snipes is on the Reaper too, so that's interesting. Both
Ooh,
walls come
Tyler
out.
though, he gets walled off and he's gonna get absolutely shredded down. That's a bad start. Vitalize is taking the aggressive push now with Jolt on that Reaper, pumping out just so much damage. Still nobody else has died yet though. Madam falls really low. She's get DMAX finally as a little bit of action occurs, but Tyler is already back, so there's definitely still a chance for Shanghai to restabilize, possibly, as Copy does go down. Cheddar dead as well. Both goal essences come out. We see the pin from Tyler onto Nemo. He's gonna go into the wall, and Nemo calling for a pause here mid-fight.
We do get the pause.
And
Jolt,
okay,
Jolt takes out Nemo. That's
see-
crucial.
yeah, Joel got Lilithy. It's really just the two tanks alive, I believe, right now on the point. Oh no, I barely see Muhammad from behind the paused logo. We see Nemo had a little bit of a ping issue there, or maybe they're just pulling a pause strat. You never know.
Interesting. I mean, Vitalize is ready, so we will unpause here. This fight is going back and forth. Jolt did get a Lily, so we do have picks coming out from both sides. I think it's a 3v3 if I'm not wrong. Shatter immediately comes down and
we
gets
see a
both
nice
supports.
shatter from Tyler.
Cleans that
And,
up.
Okay, that wins the fight right after the pause. I didn't even know we were starting. I was checking my R. But you see the ultimates for Vitalize here. We have the grab almost coming up. We have the Shatter, the Blossom, and the Males. And to top it all off with a beat to, you know, hopefully negate one of the ultimates from Shanghai. It's looking really good right now. We see the grab right now from Copy. But Snipes does get that pick on the Nemo. So that's a lot of follow-up damage that isn't there for that grab. It doesn't look like they need it though. Copy taking out Muhammad as well as Snipes going down. Tyler gets Copy to maybe try to keep this fight alive, but it doesn't look like it. Jolt's pumping out so much damage on that Reaper. He gets taken out by Madam, but she's the only person left on the point for Shanghai. Muhammad's also going to come back along with Snipes, so they're going to be able to stall out more time, but it's almost definitely a lost fight.
Yeah, that was a crucial fight win there. If you didn't win that fight, you'd be looking at towards 80% here going into that last point. So very good play there, as we do have Shanghai
Oh boy.
has 5
Look,
ultimates.
great wall there from Vantage. Even Jabates' own Ryan, who was trying to go in for the counter pin there. We see the Blossom from Snipes that has gotten so many before, isn't able to kill anybody, but gets Nemo low enough for Madam to finish him off. Tyler's dead as well though, so both Reinhardts are dead in this scenario. The Blizzard comes out from Vantage, but nobody gets frozen up by it. It's definitely good zoning, however, because Copy is kind of stuck outside right now. Finally, he's gonna get taken out. Tark is dead as well, and it's just two people.
Yeah,
Three
this one
people
is
almost,
just
I think.
stall, right?
Two people alive on the point. Yeah, point's going over to Shanghai. It was kind of obvious from the start there, and we're looking into a similar situation, however, because Copy almost has that grab and Jolt has that Death Blossom, that combo that was pulled out on the second fight, really, whenever they had to attack in on the first time. It looks like, though, Vitalize is going to be taking the approach of going around towards the server room. Jolt is up there sort of alone, but he's able to wraith on a nice shatter from Tyler, taking out both tanks. It doesn't look like either of them are going to die, though. Jolt uses that Death Blossom, but he gets pinned into a wall. A great pin there from Tyler. We see the bomb from Madam once again going a little bit too far. And the grab from Copy doesn't end up getting anybody. It definitely sort of forces Shanghai off the point. Snipes gets taken out by Tark 33 in that 1v1. Lilithy, though, does get Cheddar. Supports fragging out on the enemy. DPS back and forth. We see the Blizzard coming out from Vantage to definitely be able to keep this fight up alive. 3 people are frozen, and all of them are going to get taken out. It's just Copy and Divs left on the point, and they're both going to die. 95% to the point. It doesn't even look like Cheddar will be able to recontest, and it looks like Shanghai is going to take first round.
Yeah, that is brutal, but in terms of maps here, that was probably the most likely map you're gonna lose if you're Vitalized, right? This is a very good map for the what's it called? The May, the Reaper, the usual standard comps here. And as we go into Gardens and as we go on to this map, Night Market, we definitely have advantages to playing Pharah, to playing Sim to playing, I think that's a meme, but Bastion. Uh,
Honestly, I would not be surprised. I've seen it
Oh,
happen before. It
please, give us a
definitely takes teams off
Bastion.
guard.
Let's see here.
Come on, Snipes, do it. Do it for us. Do it for the boys.
Oh, they're
It
doing
looks
it.
like
They're
he's
gonna
actually
TP on
gonna
the
be
point.
walking out with it. I'm very excited to see how this goes. We're gonna see the teleport. I wonder if Snipes is gonna set up where the teleporter is, or he is. Okay, right where the teleporter is. We also see Sim turrets going up, and a nice Orisa shield to defend him for a little bit. This is definitely a unique situation for Vitalize to be in. We see Lilithy having used that immortality field very early though. Snipes already
Vitalize
repositioning
actually well set up for this,
off
to
the
be
high
honest.
ground.
You have the Pharah, you have the Echo, you take counter picks, and you're able to take out Snipes pretty easily, to be honest here, as you have the separate ways. As I say that,
Snipes! Snipes very quickly taking out Jolt. That damage output, as well as it being hit scan, is very, very bad for Pharah to deal with, as if he's focusing her. And we'll have to see what else is going to come out of this. Cheddar falling really low is going to get taken out by Muhammad. He's going to try to take out Dibs as well, but he's going to be able to fly away. Jolt is back now. 96 to that barrage already, so despite the fact that he died, you know, fairly early in that fight, he's already got that massive ultimate that could easily wipe out this entire bunker setup.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, you just need to take off angles here. You need to put Cheddar one way, you need to put the
Ooh, good fire strike
Jolt
there.
the other way, and you just need to try to take this fight as fast as you can. Nemo, as you said, gets a nice fire strike on advantage here. They don't have res for that. As Barrage comes out,
And
it's
there
able to
comes
get
the
3!
barrage. Like I said, that barrage against the bunker comp is just so good. But you look at it, this setup was really good for Shanghai, because they are 50% to the point. They're going to swap it up. They're going to go back to the normal meta here. And it's a good idea, really, to take this. Now they can play a very aggressive style, and Snipes can get those picks. Well, we see a double hit scan actually come out. Snipes on that Ashe that he's been looking so good on over this series. I'm pretty excited to see the approach that's being taken here. They're going up onto the high ground. Really just trying to take a little bit of poke damage. They need to play aggressively here and just rely on Snipes and Vantage to take out the flying objects that are up in the sky. We see Vantage does get taken out, but Snipes gets Dibs, which is an absolutely crucial pick. There is no mercy for the Pharah or the Echo. We see the beat very early coming out from Muhammad, and we see the duplicate from Cheddar actually onto Reinhardt. He manages to get so much ult charge just from swinging on to Tyler, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to farm up a Shatter before he goes down, and a massive Shatter from Tyler. It's still sort of back and forth, but Cheddar and Copy seem to be keeping it alive for their team of Vitalize. Nemo's also going to get rezzed up, and now about equal percentage for both teams, but it's only going up right now for Vitalize. Jolt already almost has that barrage as well. It's looking pretty bad right now for Shanghai to be able to engage here.
Yeah, that was a very crucial fight win there for Vitalize. It looked a little bit bad there coming towards the end, as Jolt does have this barrage. We'll be looking for it. He does know where they are. I got ult tabbed. Let's see here. Pull comes out. He's not able to get
aggressive
a
engagement from Tyler, but not everybody else is with him. Lilithy's going to take out Jolt, but not before he can use that barrage to get advantage, and that's absolutely huge. Madam gets nanoed and is going to try to secure a pick possibly, but it doesn't look like she'll be able to. Lilithy and Snipes are also alive. Snipes uses that bomb to apply a lot of pressure actually to the tankster. It'll kind of force him to back up. Jolt swaps over to his crutch Genji pick at the very end there because he got taken out on that Pharah. Cheddar uses the duplicate onto Ashe, almost instantly gets taken out, but no actual kills are coming out right now for Shanghai, and it's still looking so dominant right now for Vitalize. Muhammad and Lilithy are gonna be able to touch. Lilithy actually gets a really good pick on a Copy there, but it's most likely gonna get rezzed up, as Muhammad is dead as well. This is gonna use the Valkyrie, gonna get the res off, but it doesn't really matter too much. Vitalize gets point 2.
Yeah, like I said, we see the obvious comp success there from Vitalize. Not too sure why they ran the Bastion from Shanghai, but as I said, you can run the Pharah, you can run the Echo, you can run a lot of things on these two maps specifically. So we'll see what happens here. Vantage is opting for the Pharah here. So you have the Pharah Tracer comp that we saw in Dorado coming out here for Shanghai, and for Vitalize you have the same exact comp but they're opting for a Lucio instead of, I think they had a Bab. Oh, okay, they do switch back to the Bab. Okay, I was gonna say that's a little bit small healing, but they do switch over, so it's not like it really matters. We will see what happens here.
This is really crucial. The Pharah duel, honestly, that's probably the major part of this fight. Snipes is on Tracer, so there's no way that he's really going to be able to contest the DPS, so he's going to have to take those angles and try to pick off the supports, which he's trying to do right now, as he's up behind Tark33, constantly shooting him. Copy and Cheddar are both down now for Vitalize, so it looks like Shanghai is going to get the early fight win here, and they're going to be able to capture, they're going to be able to take first capture progress, I guess. And
Yeah.
We see Jolt with a sliver of HP, incredibly low. He's going to be able to get healed up, and it looks like he might be going to spawn to switch off, because Tark and Dibs completely switching up their comp here. With a Moira Brig now, and Jolt switches over to that Genji. There's not going to be a nano for his blade, but he can still definitely get value here.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's interesting.
Just
to
a lot
off
of switches going on. Now they go double hit scan with an Ashe, which is definitely promising considering Jolt's Ashe and Cheddar's Greed. You know, they both have a lot of potential to really pop off. So I do like the swaps that they're making here. But I mean, their ult economy is just completely shot, and you know, a net ult advantage is just automatically given to Shanghai. A nice little dynamite there from Jolt to help farm up his Bob just a little bit quicker. Cheddar falling really low, as well as Dibs. They both get taken out. And it looks like, once again, Shanghai has a very fast advantage here. Vantage is just getting free reign despite the fact that they're running double hit scan. And they're going to be able to take, most likely, this next fight. Already 55% to the point. It took them so long to engage there.
Yeah, I think they expected to switch to the double hit scan and expect just Vantage to take a little bit less aggressive angles, but he actually goes in more aggressive than I saw last fight. So that was a bit interesting coming out. He does have Barrage, so he will be setting up this Barrage this fight. As you said, ult advantage was handed to Shanghai when they swapped over.
What a stick there from Snipes. Oh man, I don't know how they did see him, but they managed to, well, not, I guess. Cheddar gets stuck, and that's absolutely crucial going into this last fight, possibly of the series and possibly of the season. For Vitalize, it's not looking too good. Cheddar is respawned. He's gonna get back fairly soon.
Yeah, Vantage gets
like
a
rest or
crucial
something. He got back really quickly. Cheddar does get snipes, and Tyler's hit as well. But Vantage has taken out both supports. Copy uses the lift here to try to salvage this fight. A massive lift actually dishes out a lot of damage. Can Jolt do another deadlift yet again? No. Lilithy is going to be able to take him out. Copy is the only person left on the point. Dibs is trying his best to race back with the Coalescence. He's not able to heal up Copy in time though, and he's going to get taken out. It's just Nemo with the help of Tark left on the point. The bomb comes out from Vantage. Tark33 is barely able to block it, but he might get knocked off the map. He won't. Tyler actually gets knocked off of the map by Tark. A little bit of reverse play, and Cheddar gets sniped. It's looking really good right now, actually, for Vitalize. Vantage, though, does manage to take out Tark33. That's a lot of healing gone. But Jolt now getting himself into the mix, taking out two so far. The far Mercy is gone, and it's such a close fight. It's winnable on both sides. Madam, with the help of Tyler, trying their best to stall out this point. Jolt is able to take her out, however, so it's looking really bad right now, actually, for Shanghai to be able to do this. As I say that, though, Tyler gets Jolt, and that's a crucial pick. That's such a good player gone. That's been getting so many picks for you. The respawns are coming back from both sides. We see the stick from Snipes gets Nemo down to a very low amount of HP. He's just spinning to winning right now at the point. And it's so difficult to tell who's winning this. We see the Coalescence coming out from Lilithy, and both supports are down yet again for Vitalize. Cheddar dead as well. We see the Barrage from Vantage, gonna be able to take down the Copy Dog. Nemo is gonna be able to take him out, but he's gonna die, and Shanghai is going to win the series and the finals.
And there you go. There's your champions.
Oh, man.
The Shanghai Sellouts do manage to take it
Shanghai
out.
Sellouts.
They do take it in
Champions of intermediate.
that.
It was expected from the start of the season.
Yeah, no.
But that was a really close series, honestly.
Yeah, I think that fight specifically shows it. This play of the game specifically, he's able to get 3 here, Vantage, and this fight still sways. We see it going back and forth. I saw Vitalize was almost about to win that if it wasn't for Tyler Stahl, as that's the game there. It ends in 4-1 for Shanghai. That's GG's all around. That was something else. Honestly, if I want to
Alright.
interview anyone, I'd rather interview Lily just to talk to him about like just the season in general.
The
And I don't know how I
management,
mean.
yeah.
Do you want
I
to
would
go
want to
Wolf,
too,
you
but they
said?
really want
Yeah,
to
let me
have
ask.
Muhammad interviewed. Yeah, let's see if we can get Lilithy. If they protest against it, then we'll probably just get Muhammad. Because they seem to want Muhammad.
Diva Egg now or Riot.
Hey, Divag's a great custom game.
At
Honestly.
least they're not taking it that bad.
Alright, so they want Muhammad to get it. So Lilithy wants Muhammad to get it. So let's get Muhammad it. Why not?
Okay.
Is his thing, what's his thing on? Let me just find his, Discord real quick.
It's like Racer or something like that.
Ah, it's Racer. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Or it's hashtag free Gino, and that's his nickname. So he's one of the two people. There he is. Welcome, Muhammad. You're gonna have to unserve and mute him. There we are. Welcome, Muhammad. Congrats on your victory.
That's pretty.
Seriously, that was a well fought series, honestly, and you guys completely deserved it. So huge props to you guys. You guys popped off really throughout the whole season. So congrats.
Let's go.
So I would ask a few questions. Over the season, you guys obviously were one of the top-rated teams, and you guys were obviously expected to take this out in the end. Were there any doubts leading up to this game?
This game, no, but I think we were more worried for the Powerhouse game because we lost twice to them before. So I think we all knew before actually facing Powerhouse that we were gonna be less worried for the finals. Plus, those Vitalize out of all teams. Like, how can you be scared for?
And
yeah, I mean that's what a lot of other teams saw it, or two other teams saw it in the playoffs, and here we are.
Yeah, those teams are bad.
Well, there we go.
So I would like to ask also, you guys did end up losing Dorado there. How are you guys feeling after losing Dorado? Were you guys a little bit scared? Did you guys just try to regain your mental, head into Lijiang with your heads up? What was going on in comms? Stuff like that.
We knew we were playing right towards the end. I think we just started off on the wrong comp on our defense, so they rolled us. Because Genji kind of counters our Ash Echo comp a bit, so without anything to do with Nano Blade, we had to swap quickly. With people still having ults, it kind of led us like onto kind of awkward comp, so we got kind of rolled on our defense.
All right, and I have a quick question. What was your thought process behind the Bastion on a second round of Lijiang?
Oh, the Bastion. Oh, we practiced that all week. Oh, it
You
worked
did?
every single time in scrims.
I knew it. I knew, like...
We were gonna go Bastion on Control Center.
We thought Snatch was memeing in Spawn, and I was like, I don't know. I've seen it pulled out before, so, I mean, it worked, sort of, until
We were gonna do the Bastion on Control Center, but we held ourselves back.
Alright, well, I guess that works.
One last question here for me. Going into this series, you guys looked really dominant, and you guys actually, it seems like or you at least knew most of their comps that they were going to run. Obviously, they ran the spawn camping Dorado comp, but they ran that last week too. Were there any other comps you guys were prepared for?
We're prepared for most of them. Something that kind of caught us off guard, but it was like the first fight of the series. They ran Ash Echo. I don't think we expected that much from them. We were just expecting like Genji comps and their Far Echo. We were prepared for both of those comps going into the series.
Okay, well,
Alright, and I have one more question. This is the most important question of the interview.
Yeah.
Is there anybody on Vitalize or anybody that hated you that you would like to trash talk or praise right now?
Oh yeah, Jolt. He's the most overrated DPS in the entire league. Without a doubt.
Alright, there we go.
Alright, and that's how we're going to end the season.
I'm glad I'm saying that.
So,
I mean, you
I mean,
have every right to, so.
Also, shout out to Powerhouse for letting us go to finals, so.
Alrighty, well, that's all I've got. Nick, do you have any other questions?
Nope, that's all I got. Thank you for joining us.
Alrighty.
And
yeah, thank you for coming, man.
So that was definitely an interesting game. I mean, there wasn't a lot to think about there. As we knew, Shanghai was obviously the dominant player going into their Vitalize, showing a bit of life at the end there, but it just wasn't enough. Like you said, they were edging out just barely each and every part.
Yeah, it's no matter how this series outcome came, if you are on Vitalize right now, you got to be so proud of how far you came, because this defied everybody's expectations to get this far.
And I think even
And
with the preparations that Shanghai made, they just weren't able to deal with that Genji that well. I think they just won that out of brute force in a lot of those maps. Joel was very good on that Genji, so I'd give all the props I can to Vitalize. They very well showed up in this game, and I think this was a close finals. I know it doesn't really show in the score. 4-1 looks a little bit dominant towards Shanghai, but that definitely doesn't show for what this game was.
yeah, absolutely. So, I think it's where we close it out now for the last time this season. I was your shoutcaster Akimbo, joined by Nick, who was also streaming, which is nice of him. And for the last time this intermediate season, other than All Stars, don't get tilted. Peace, nut.
See you.